Hello, everybody. Hello, Ronnie. Hello, Teresa. Concepcion isn't on the audio yet, so I don't think she can hear me. Hello. Hello, hello, Teresa. Hello. Not on camera. I know we're expecting a couple more people, so we'll just Concepcion, hello. Longtime friend of mine. I'm assuming it's the same Concepcion since I can't see her face, but wouldn't that be interesting if it wasn't the same? I think it is though. All right, welcome Kathy. All right, well, I am super excited about today. I welcome you. We're going to get going because you guys are on time and I want to honor that. So let me go ahead and share my screen and then we're going to get this party started. So, all right. I think you see my screen now. The sad thing about this is now I can't see you, but that's okay. So if you need anything, raise your hand or just come off mute. Actually, just come off mute. But we're going to get started. So I'm excited to welcome you to Stop Negotiating with Your Own Potential, how to stop subconscious beliefs from shaping your reality and finally start creating from possibility instead of protection. So, is there a way? Does anybody know if there's a way that I can see the chat at the same time?
You
Maybe
might
that.
be able to open it in a separate box and just pull it off to the side.
All right, let's see. Stop share. Sorry. There's always something. Start with a big bang and then lose gusto here. Let's try this again. Okay, share my screen. There. Okay. All right, everybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, Concepcion. I'm glad you can hear me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Now I can see my chat too. So, all right. Uh, okay, there we go. All right. So I'm excited to have you guys here, whether you're on team replay or live. I want you to know that I got you. So just share in the chat. I know we have people from all over, but share in the chat, where in the world are you zooming in from? Everybody, we don't have a lot of people, but I know we have people that I'm not sure of where they are from. So we'll just, Kathy's in Sacramento, Colorado, Wisconsin, whoop whoop. And I think I don't know, but Concepcion used to be in Sacramento. Sacramento. Arnold in Arnold. All right. Well, welcome everybody. I'm up here in Eugene, Oregon, as most of you know. So here's how kind of the lay of the land, right? Each day we're going to go live for an hour. There is homework, but also transformation during the call. So I'm going to share the link to the recordings, and those will all be done in email and also in our Facebook group. I will really try to hold it to an hour. So I sometimes it will be less, and sometimes it will be maybe 1 or 2 minutes over, but never 90 minutes over or anything like that. So we're together from noon to 1 on Pacific time today for the next 4 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So All right, enough about the logistics. If there's anything else that you're uncertain of, or if you need, just put it in the chat. All right, so I want to say, really, I know what it takes to be here, and I'm excited that you're here, not because you showed up, but because something in you probably decided that it was time. There was something that niggled at you, something you heard somewhere in an email or my social media that goes, something that matters. So drop in the chat. Well, let's just go forward for one more minute, right? So over the next 4 days, this isn't about adding more to your plate for sure. This is about taking things off. This isn't about more strategies or mindset tricks. It's not another thing to push through. We're going underneath all of that to what's actually been running the show. So here's the question I was going to ask you too quickly. Has there ever been a time when everything looked good on paper? And so if it looked good on paper when somebody looked in your direction, everything looked good, but for you, something felt off. So if like it just wasn't quite right. If you resonate with that, type yes in the chat. I'd love to hear from all of you. Yeah. Yep. 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 Okay. So most of us, I would even say all of us, actually, I absolutely would say there's all of us, have been operating from patterns that we didn't choose. Beliefs, rules, if you will, ways of moving through the world that once made sense. They kept us safe, they kept us functioning. Some of us were really high performers and really got things done, but somewhere along the line, they became the ceiling. And they don't look like problems. They look like busyness or second guessing or doing more and feeling less. They look like success that should feel better than it does. So I want to know which one lands for you right now. You keep doing more, but you're not moving the needle. Or maybe you're second guessing yourself more than you'd like to admit. Or you just know there's more available and you just can't quite get there. So just type 1, 2, or 3. So 1, I can't keep doing more. 2 is I second guessing myself, or 3, I know more is available to me. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. All 3. Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you. So I call this the neurological quicksand. Not because you did something wrong, but because you've been trying to build a new version of yourself on the same old ground. And the harder that you push, just like quicksand, when you're in quicksand, if you don't know this, here's a fun fact, okay? If you are in quicksand and the more you move, you're going to sink faster. So that's how it is, this neurological quicksand. It's like the harder you push, the more you sink, the more you're stuck. But the moment that you stop struggling, you start to rise. And that's what these 4 days are about. So if you're ready to stop negotiating with your own potential and actually see what's been in the way, type, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, Georgiana. I'm ready to stop negotiating. Yes. All right. I'm ready. I see I'm ready. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So I put that on a whole nother slide and didn't know. Okay. So we're going to move ahead. So I want to get a little bit deeper into this neurological quick sound because you did, again, it's not that you've done anything wrong. You've just been trying to build a new or different version of yourself on the same old ground for years. Some of these beliefs and decisions you created when you were 5 years old. And, we're what I like to call seasoned. 5 years, decisions from 5, 10, 15, even 20, even 30 was for many of us was a long time ago. So the harder we push, the more we sink. And the moment that we stop struggling, we start to rise. We stop negotiating and we start to move forward. So the woman you're waiting to become is already there. It's already within you. You've just been negotiating her down to a size that feels safe. Let that sink in for a minute. You've been negotiating her down to a size that feels safe. So what I want you to hear this because I was doing a little bit of research and this is crazy. All right. 66% of women over 50 struggle with mental health due to a loss of purpose and having enthusiasm for life. 66%. 76% of women said their biggest regret was not becoming their ideal self, who they believed they could have been. 72% of their regrets were tied to unrealized dreams, potential, and possibilities. And 1 in 2 women have given up on pursuing their dreams. That one's heartbreaking to me. An increasing number, half, half of women out there have given up. And that's actually surprising to me because I've been working with women now for, I don't know, 13 plus years. And I think that number is actually bigger. But anyway, at least that's what that survey did. So, all right. And then there's increasing numbers of midlife women who report a profound regret about not living a fulfilled life. So it's a little bit shocking to me that so many women are not living their full potential. They're not living the life that they want or thought that they were going to have. And, I think I saw something in there where Concepcion said something in here. It's becoming too late, running out of time. She's ready and running out of time. And I think this is what I hear a lot from women is they're running out of time. It's too late. And that is part of my story, and I will share that with you. So here's how the week works, okay? We're going to go live for an hour. There is some homework. It's small, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So today is all about awakening. We're going to start to look at where we have been in negotiation. You'll start to see the deals that you've been making with yourself, the ones so familiar that you've stopped noticing them. So that's where this all begins. And then tomorrow is recognition, and we're going to go deeper, and you're going to start to see the identity loops that are underneath it all that keeps those deals in place, the places where you've been proving, pushing, performing just to feel like you're enough. And that's not ambition, that's a negotiation you never agreed to. And day three is all about release. We're going to stop making that deal. You'll learn what it actually feels like to stop negotiating with yourself. Calm, clear, grounded, how to find your way back when those old patterns actually come knocking again. And day four, we integrate it all. This is about becoming, because this doesn't get to just sound good. It has to live in you, a version of you that's done negotiating her potential away. And my intention for you is that you leave here knowing what it costs you every time you make that deal with yourself, that you never, ever make it the same way again. So take a breath, let yourself land here. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be here. So I am just going to make sure that there's nobody in the waiting room. I don't think so. Okay. All right. So here's a little bit about my story. So I'm Georgiana Covell, and I am the uncompromised woman. And some of my favorite things on the planet is my beautiful niece. I volunteer at a horse rescue. This is my mule, Sam Mule, and he is just hysterical. I'm actually on the board of this nonprofit now. We have over 34 horses, miniatures, and mules, and it's quite a hoot. And Lake Tahoe is one of my favorite places to be. And with my family, especially, and my beautiful dog Shakti, who, well, she's here, you don't see her. So that's how I spend my time not doing stuff. But here's a little bit about how I've gotten here. So in 2007, I started my work in transformation with an international company. And I spoke to hundreds of people every week from stages across Northern California, Nevada, on leadership, personal development, transformation. And I also ran the sales team. I had more than 100 different sales leaders. I did millions in revenue each year, and I loved it. Seeing people unleash their lives was really exciting, and some of those people are still some of my closest friends. And in 2011, I helped build and launch a performance coaching division for that same company, and had the privilege of working with people in transformation in Australia and New Zealand and Singapore and Hong Kong. And I was working with really accomplished people all over the world. And I left in 2013 and launched my own practice. I wanted to do performance work, working with high performers, using all the tools that I had learned and discovered and worked on for my whole life, not just within the confines of the company. And when I started, I hired a coach, and I followed my coach's advice and went into sales coaching instead. He said, "You should be a sales coach and you'll do far better, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, I don't want to be a sales coach. And then 13 years later of being a sales coach, you know, the journey begins, right? So I was successful as a sales coach, but I wasn't happy. I had done everything right on paper. I had 20 plus years in transformational work. I've done every course, every training, every certification. I've worked on productivity, time management, social media, speaking, writing, on and on and on it went. And from the outside, my life looked like I had it all together. It was fine. My life was fine. Who can relate to that? How many of you people say, "I'm fine"? Type in the chat, fine. I'm fine. Yeah. Yeah. Fine, fine, fine. Yeah. That's what we walk around, our subconscious. Somebody says that, it's fine. What no one could see, though, and maybe this is for you too, was that I was deep in that quicksand and I was struggling and sinking deeper and deeper. But I thought this should be enough. I should be happy. And this one's for you, Concepcion. It's too late to change anything now. And I felt numb, like the life was slowly being squeezed out of me. That And that became impossible to ignore when I turned 60, which is almost 2 years ago now. So I sat on my sofa on my 60th, martini in hand, watching Mountain Men, and I thought, this is not where I thought I'd be. I thought I'd be at peace, traveling, healthy, doing only what I loved. And instead, I felt like a failure, stuck, and too far in to turn back. Anybody relate to any part of that? Type yes in the chapter in the chat. Yeah. Yes. All right. Sorry, I thought I saw somebody come in. Yeah, this is where we go, right? It's too late. So now I've got everything covered up here. I know you can't see what I'm seeing, but I have covered my everything up. All right. So I thought I had a business problem here, but I thought I had strategy problem, a confidence problem. Oh my gosh. Guys, sorry. Kathy, can I give you co-host rights that you could let people in as they come in? So,
Sure.
all right. All right, there we go. Thank you. Then I can not put my attention on that. So I thought I had a business problem, a strategy problem, a confidence problem, but I didn't. And my life and my business were just showing exactly what I believed. I had a belief problem. 14 years ago, I negotiated my way into a business that I actually didn't want. I had a vision, something else, right? That performance, something that felt completely me, but I talked myself out of it. It was too risky. It's too soon. I didn't know how to talk about it. It was too much. It just was not going to work. So I built the safer thing instead, the practical thing, the thing that I could justify. And I was good at it, which did make it harder to leave. Because when you're good at the wrong thing, you start to wonder if that's just who you are now. So when I finally thought about closing it and starting over, the negotiating started again immediately. It's too late. You might hear yourself in these, but this was mine. It's too late. You've wasted too much time. I can't trust myself to pull something like this starting over thing together. I'm not smart enough, not disciplined enough, not thin enough, not good with money. I'm just not enough. And the cruelest one that I said to myself is that I don't even deserve a second start. I made my choice. This is it. And I didn't recognize it was negotiation. I thought I was being realistic. Anybody, who are my very realistic people out there? Yeah, this is just realistic. Let's just, yeah, yeah. I'm telling your story. Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing. That is the thing about the ceiling that you build yourself. It doesn't feel like a trap. It feels like common sense. So anybody out there who's starting to see where you've been negotiating, type me in the chat. Where have you been? Are you starting to see some of the negotiations that you've been having with yourself? Me, yes. We can never outperform our limiting beliefs, our subconscious beliefs. I use those interchangeably. So we will never, can never outperform our limiting beliefs. Your subconscious is shaping your world more than you realize. So before we go anywhere this week, I want to slow down because most of you are not here because you need more strategy. You're here because there's a gap. You may know what to do. You may know where you want to go, but sometimes you just don't take the action. You can see that next level, but something just keeps you under it. You're underperforming or you're just not taking action. And if you're honest, you've probably tried to logic your way through it, work harder, plan better, push more. But here's what I've learned. You're not stuck because you lack strategy or you lack knowing what you need to do. You're stuck because somewhere along the way you started negotiating with your worth, with your timing, with what you're allowed to want, with how much you're allowed to have. You made deals with yourself, small ones, maybe quiet ones that lay so low you don't even hear them anymore. And those deals became the rules that you live by. And it's not a character flaw. It's not even a discipline issue. It's your subconscious running the show. And it's been doing it so long, it doesn't feel like negotiation anymore. It feels like the truth. So why am I here? Because I shared a little bit about on my 60th birthday, but that's when I finally stopped negotiating. I stopped compromising. I blew up my life in all the good ways possible. I closed the sales coaching business I never wanted. I started the one I did. This is it. I stopped ignoring my health. I hired a coach who had actually been through it, not just studied it. I made one decision that changed everything. I was done doing anything just because I should. I was done building things that looked right from the outside. I was done making deals with myself about what I was allowed to want. No more negotiating. And that's why I'm here. And that's why you're here too. So if we slow down another minute, your brain is designed to conserve energy and rely on what's already familiar. So, has anybody heard of Daniel Kahneman and his book Thinking Fast and Slow? So, he won the Nobel Prize for his work in decision science, and his research found that most of our decisions don't come from conscious thought, they come from automatic processes, pattern recognition, habit circuits, the brain doing what it already knows how to do. And he called that system one. It's the automatic running in the background. System two is the other one, slow, analytical, the voice that you think is in charge. I want you to hear it again. This is the slow analytical one, and this is the voice you think is in charge. Here's the problem. System one, the fast automatic running in the background system, runs the show most of the time, which means up to 95% of what you do every single day, minute, hour is automatic. Not chosen, not decided, automatic. Let that sink in. That negotiation you keep having with yourself, the one about whether you're ready, whether it's too late, whether you're enough, you're not having that conversation consciously. Your brain is running an old program, and it's been running it so long, it feels like it's your own voice. So this matters because your subconscious isn't just shaping your thoughts. It's shaping what you notice, what you decide. Well, it's shaping what you notice. It's also shaping how you notice it. We'll get more into that probably tomorrow. But also, what you decide is too risky, what feels available to you, and what feels completely out of reach. What you let yourself want, what you decide is possible or not possible for you. You're not seeing the world as it is. You're seeing the world through every deal you've ever made with yourself. Every, I'm not ready. Every, it's too late. Every, that's not for someone like me. Those aren't observations, they're negotiations. And your brain has been honoring them like it's the law. So imagine how different life would be if you were free from everything that holds you back. Since I stopped negotiating, everything has changed. Literally everything has changed. I launched this business, the one that I actually wanted. I love what I do. I am so super passionate about what I do. I'm happier than I've ever been. I'm in flow. I'm open to receive. I'm connected to my life in a way I didn't even know was available to me. I show up on social media without apologizing for it. That used to terrify me. But more than anything, I have no ceiling. My business and my life are by design. No shoulds, no deals, no compromises. I've dropped 40 pounds. The pain that I'd carried for 10 years is gone. I move through my days with ease. I'm not fine. I'm free. And I share this because I see you. I see women out there working hard, still feeling stuck, and maybe numb. And worse than that, numb to being numb. So, what if that wasn't just how it is for you? What if ease wasn't something you had to earn? What if your full potential wasn't something you had to negotiate your way toward? That's what this week is about. And I'm going to show you what's actually been running the show, and we're going to start dismantling it. Are you ready? Type yes. Type yes. I want to hear it. Are you ready? Yes, 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 Concepcion, I want it. Whoop, whoop. All right. So we want to just get in a little bit more. So we're building into this. So the reason I work with women specifically is twofold. Woo, I don't even know how I did that. Okay. I see myself in them. And after working and speaking with literally hundreds of women, I've kept seeing the same pattern show up over and over and over again. So many doing everything right on paper, doing more programs, learning, more effort, more pushing, still stuck, still squeezed, still wondering why it wasn't moving. And in my work, I kept seeing the same pattern show up. So see which one hits for you. I'm fine. You're good. But under the surface, getting more and more squeezed, holding it together on the outside while something just is suffocating you on the inside. Fine is not okay. Fine is a negotiation. Or you could be, or you could be just spinning all the plates. Life doesn't pause. You've got maybe aging parents or kids or relationships or health stuff or husband or partners, and women absorb it all. And the thing that's actually yours, your joy, your dreams, your aliveness, get pushed to the last thing every single time. And three is you don't know where to start. You know something needs to change, but you just can't find the thread. So you just stay busy, stay moving. This is part of the numb and numb to being numb, right? You just keep moving, just keep going. Somehow, hopefully, something will shift. Or four is you've literally just stopped dreaming. When life gets heavy enough, the vision that of what you want, the dreams of what you want just kind of go quiet. Who am I to want anything more? So which one? Which one? Plates. Yes, Concepcion, the plates. Trying to handle everything for everybody, putting yourself last. Are you one, two, three, or four? Plates, 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 or just plates. That's good. All of them. Okay, got it. So we've learned to just get it done, haven't we? Most women were never taught to look underneath it. Well, most people, not just women. But we were taught to just push through it. Be strong. Be the strong one. Handle it. Just get it done. Do it all. Do it well. And don't let anyone see you struggle. So that's what we do, right? We run faster, we work harder, add more. And when it doesn't work, we tell ourselves we just need more discipline, more strategy, more effort, more time. Same wheel, faster speed, same result. We're stuck in a cycle of our own making, doing the same things, saying the same things, thinking the same things, and we can't figure out why nothing changes. I see that, Concepcion. I don't even have a plate of her own. She's eating the leftovers. Yes, that's what we do. So we keep ourselves in this cage that we think everybody else has put us in, when actually we put ourselves there or put ourselves there. So your subconscious is like an invisible architect. It builds the frame of your world and you live inside it without realizing it's there. So here's that's what's actually running the show. Because if somewhere underneath you believe you're not enough, your brain is not neutral. It's scanning for proof of that belief. It's collecting evidence. It's building the case. Oh, you say that we're not good enough. Okay, well, let me show you all the places. I'll find them all so you can be right about this belief. So if somewhere underneath you believe it's too late, you're not going to see opportunities clearly. You're seeing them through a filter that's already decided the answer is no. And you're not making free choices. You're honoring the old deals that you've made, the deals that you made to stay safe, to stay small, and stay out of the line of fire. And when I say you, Really, it's your brain. And the most dangerous part is it doesn't feel like a negotiation, it feels like reality. How many of you, just from this conversation, are starting to see these negotiations come up and they still, maybe they still feel like the truth, right? But maybe they're starting to loosen, right? Just type truth if you can see, like, I've been living like this is the truth. Yes, yes, yes. Hard to know what's the truth. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely. All right. So this week we're going to focus on three things. We're going to start to uncover the negotiation, not analyze it to death, not unpack your childhood, or we're just going to bring it into light clearly and specifically. And most people never even identify what that deal that they've been making with themselves. And I say that deal, but we're there's lots of deals, let's just put it that way. But we're going to start with one. And then we're going to start to talk about the subconscious sabotage loop. And this is where we uncover the subconscious sabotage loops, these subconscious beliefs that just keeps looping over and over. A belief doesn't just sit there, it negotiates every move you make. There's a belief that gives you a thought, that gives you an emotion, that then gives you the behavior, and then you get the result. And then you go right back because that result is usually feeding into the belief that you have. So belief, thought, emotion, behavior, result. Belief, thought, emotion, so on and so on. So if your belief is you're not enough, you're going to have thoughts about that, probably emotions. Your behavior are going to be consistent with I'm not enough. And then that behavior and those actions that you take are going to give you the results consistent with that, which then feeds into, see, I'm not enough. And around and around and around you go. So you hesitate, you hold back, you play small. And when it doesn't work out, the belief just keeps going. See, I told you so. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not skinny enough. You're not thin enough. You're not funny enough. You're not anything enough. Who are you to think this? But that's not weakness. That's not even a character flaw. That's just the negotiation with your subconscious that has been winning on autopilot. So once you see the loop, it stops feeling like just who you are, like it no longer becomes the truth about you. It starts looking like exactly what it is, a pattern. And patterns can be broken. And the third thing is we're going to get a taste of life beyond the negotiation. We're not neutralizing everything in 4 days. I would love that to happen, and that's just not gonna happen. That's not the promise. But you will start to feel what it's like when the belief loses its grip. When you stop struggling in that quicksand. When you start to lean back and allow one leg in and one leg to start to come out. It won't hook you the same way. And when that voice in your head starts its familiar negotiation for the first time, you don't take that deal anymore. That glimpse changes everything. Because once you know what it feels like to move without that weight, you can't unknow it. So imagine focusing on what's actually in front of you instead of managing the noise in your head. Imagine making decisions from clarity instead of from fear. Imagine stopping the negotiation with your own potential once and for all. That's what's available on the other side of this week. Have you ever noticed that the more you change things, learn things, the more they stay the same? The noise is just different. Probably many of us have been doing all of this stuff for a long time, learning more, trying to become better, blah, 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 right? I love this quote from Claire Zammit. If you've ever heard of her, she does work with women. I can't remember, it's feminine something. Anyway, I did some work with her a long time ago, but I love this quote. Women in the West today have truly become the most autonomous, free, independent, educated, and powerful generation in recorded history. Yet, we're less happy, more lonely, and depressed than we've ever been. Anybody relate to that? Type me. Type me. It's just something, right? It's just really scary that the more it goes back to the quote before, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So here's the truth. More information isn't going to be the answer. More hustle isn't the answer. More courses, more strategies, more pushing harder, doing more isn't the answer. You cannot outperform a belief that says you can't. You can be educated, capable, independent, hardworking. I have worked with millionaires who are still dealing with their beliefs. You can have done everything right and still find yourself negotiating with your own potential every single day because none of those things touch what's running underneath. If you want to know what your subconscious beliefs are, you got to look at your life. Your life and your business, if you have a business, are a reflection of your beliefs. So when you look at your life or your business or both, you can see that inside the thoughts that you have to say about it. Anybody say, if you have a business, business is slow, and so business is slow. I worked at a long time ago, I worked at California Closets. And every holiday season, all the salespeople would say, "Oh, this nobody buys closets at Christmas time." And so that was their belief about it. So they would change how they worked because they knew it wasn't, going to work out because people don't buy closets at Christmas time. And I said, I don't care about all the people not buying closets. I just know there are some people, and I just need to find those people. I was always number one in sales every holiday season because I didn't buy into the belief that people don't buy closets at Christmas. So your life and your business, if you have a business, is a mirror of your lowest limiting belief about yourself. My life was telling me I didn't believe in myself, that I wasn't good enough, that it was too late. So I know we're kind of going through this, but can you start to see one belief that's kind of mirroring, kind of speaking out to you that you have when you look at your life? Just if you want to share it, or just type me in the chat. And it's okay if you don't know what that is. If these were, I will never arrive. Yeah. Yeah. These beliefs are sneaky, right? And like I said, they've become the truth about us. Yeah, I don't deserve to make that kind of money. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see, right? So thank you everybody for sharing. It's so true because they're sneaky. They, like I said, they are the truth about us. So they aren't necessarily going to come out and go, this is what we believe and this is how it's stopping you. I don't have the power. Yeah. So through this week, we are going to start to uncover, and that's the magical thing about this work that I'm doing now, is it doesn't have to be doing more. And we're going through these conversations, you're going to start to allow these beliefs that have kept you stuck to start to come to the surface. So, like I said, our subconscious mind is running 90 to 95% of every thought we take. And the things that we think gives us how we see the world and the actions or sometimes not actions that we'll take. So just imagine can you imagine getting into your car and closing your eyes and driving? You would never do that. But that's what's happening. You're going through your life with eyes closed, with your subconscious mind driving the show. So we're going to start to uncover some of these beliefs. So here's your homework. Just start to notice where you've been negotiating with your own potential. And share one takeaway in the Facebook group. So in the momentum room, share one of the maybe your biggest takeaway from today or just something from today. There's going to be a special prize at the end that somebody will win, and you get an entry for every day that you post in your homework in the group. So go ahead and do that. I will be sending an email out with the link to that group again. I think everybody in here is in it, but get into the group. I'll be sharing more. Yes, the homework is, where have you been negotiating with your own potential? And just share one takeaway into the Facebook group. So for every time you do the homework, I don't know if I said this, every time you do the homework, you will be entered into the drawing, and I'll do that at the end of the workshop. So any questions? How about what ifs? Just go ahead, and I'm going to stop sharing so I can see your faces here. Any questions? Anything that you have? No. Okay. All right, everybody, thank you. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. And thank you very much. Good to not see you, Concepcion. Hopefully tomorrow we'll see you. Kathy, do you remember Concepcion? Concepcion, do you remember Kathy?
Her name sounds really familiar, so I bet as soon as I see her face, I'll recognize her.
Yeah, yeah. They're all my landmark pals here. Concepcion might have been like a little bit earlier than you, Kathy. I
And
don't
I
know.
started in like 2004, I think.
Yeah. Well, maybe not earlier because that's before me. Anyway. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see your beautiful faces tomorrow at the same time. Until then, bye for now.